Hey everyone, welcome to Princess of Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with my blind reaction to Season 2, Episode 8 of Link Click. So last time we had some unfortunate bad luck dealing with this, I'm still calling them a terrorist organization, but on the upside, surprise Luke Wong appearance. Just out of nowhere, Luke Wong returns, having disappeared from his hospital room, and now he's back to save the day, to save why is my mind blanking? I've actually gotten his name down really well, and now it's blanking. Cheng Xiaoxi. I don't know why my mind was blanking for a second there, but to save Xiaoxi from Shishi, who I still don't know her goal. Like, especially in regards to her backstory. Like, that's got to be important because they made a big point of her giving that information to Luke Wong so that Xiaoxi could see it and everything. That was really important, but I'm not sure exactly how yet. But it seemed like she was controlling Xiaoxi and the policewoman at the same time. Her powers definitely work differently than Xiaoxi's do. But Luke Wong comes in the nick of time, and hopefully we'll be able to put a stop to this, because we've already had 2 police officers killed in the line of duty by this organization. Both of them completely senseless and needless. Like, neither of them needed to die for this. It's just, it was completely avoidable. And I just feel like this organization did it just to kind of prove a point, almost. It really sucks, too. But we're getting near the end of the season. It's hard to believe. There's only, like, 12 episodes. And so this is episode 8, so there's only 4 episodes after this. That's insane to think about, that we're this close to finishing it. But it kind of makes sense. I mean, it's definitely just going along. I've been really enjoying this, just like I enjoyed season 1. It's fantastic. It's one of my favorite shows, easily. That's not even a question for me. It's that good. But the question that does remain now is, how is this going to end? Is this going to have a conclusive ending to this, at least, I guess you could call it, arc? Or is it going to leave it open for a 3rd season? Which, mind you, I would completely welcome. Like, a 3rd season at this point would be exceptionally welcome. And the thing is, this series actually does have a notable fan base. It's not like as big as something like Jujutsu Kaisen or other stuff that's out right now. But mind you, it's also a donghua instead of an anime. So there's also going to be a large fan base probably in China, compared to, like, the fan base that we would typically see on Twitter and everything here in America or whatnot. So there's probably a bigger fan base than we realize just because of that. But I've seen people talking about this, and, like, even big names in the anime community, because this is considered anime adjacent, at least. Big names like Giguk and Mother's Basement and whatnot, they love this series. They actually praise the shit out of it. Link Click is doing really well, I feel. So a 3rd season is not out of the question by any means. But I am kind of wondering if they are going to leave this hanging. Because season 1 left on a cliffhanger. And I feel like any series leaving a season on a cliffhanger is risky, just in case they don't get an answer. I mean, in terms of non-anime, we know what happened with Glitch Techs and Dead End Paranormal Park, leaving their 2nd seasons on cliffhangers. But this is like, I feel this could very easily continue on. I think that this one has a popularity. I think it has just an exceptional quality to it, and it has a story I feel it wants to tell. And I don't know if we're going to finish that by this season. Honestly, I kind of don't think we will. But we might finish this arc out at least. I still don't know. I'm very excited to find out though. So we're just gonna get into it and hope for the best as usual. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black, then it fades back in. Everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. And I called it. Kind of. Like I said in the reaction, I called that it was the brother. Back when Shishi first arrived at the station, I'm like, I was kind of thinking that for a moment, like, with specifically the fact that that she was talking. I'm like, because that always seemed weird to me that she's suddenly able to speak when that was a big part of her past, and we knew the past had to be important somehow. Now the biggest question is, which one of them gave the picture to Lu Guang? Like, we automatically assume it was the brother because he had the mask and the big coat and everything. But if he was impersonating her, like, yeah, I mean, there's a very big likelihood that he would dress like her too. So it could have been possibly her. I don't see why he would have done that. And especially right now where he seems confused and angry by the fact that Lu Guang knew about their plans and knew where to find them and everything, and that he messed everything up. It seems like it'd be out of place if he had been the one to give Lu Guang the photo. I don't remember, like, we saw the person who gave Lu Guang the photo. I don't remember if they said anything, though. If they said anything, then it's the brother. But if not, then it could actually be Shishi. I don't know. And if it was him, why did he give that? Was it to make sure that Xiaoxi would talk to him? To make sure Xiaoxi would meet with him under that within that disguise and allow him to, you know, get him away and eventually onto the boat or whatnot? That's the only thing I can presume. That if that was the brother who gave the photo, that was only because he wanted to make sure. The only problem is, I almost feel like it has to be, because how would the real Shishi have known about the powers? We know the brother would know because he's the one who, again, knows about the powers from his interactions with them while inside Qiao Ling's body, while inside Emma and everything. It's like there's been those interactions. So that would make sense. I don't know. I'm kind of questioning everything now. But Lu Guang ends up getting taken instead. But the plan is still to get Xiaoxi because they need to use Xiaoxi's power for something. The thing is, we don't know what. It's just kind of being said to rewrite the past, but we don't know exactly what that means. Now, this brother, in the past, in the past we saw through the photo, wanted to protect his sister and wanted to become strong and capable to do so. That was kind of his thing. But I don't know if, like, his attempts to do so is what drove him completely insane, but he is absolutely fucking insane. Like, did you see that face? Like, this kid is crazy. Like, actively crazy. In a very dangerous way. He's not just... Like, they're searching for the sister. But I don't think it's just a protection thing. And then the guy whose name I can never remember how to pronounce... he tells Tianxi, I don't like betrayal. So was he warning him about betrayal, or warning him about the sister possibly betraying? I'm not entirely clear on that aspect. Because I'm thinking maybe he could have been warning, like, oh, I'm warning you, don't you betray me once we get Shaoxi. Which means that maybe getting Shaoxi is beneficial to both of them, and he's maybe concerned that Tianxi might try to utilize Shaoxi for his own goals, but not this other guy's. I don't know. Also, let me check something real quick, because Xiaoling called Shaoxi her little brother, her younger brother. Are Xiaoling and Cheng Shaoxi siblings? Okay, everything I'm seeing here lists them as childhood friends. I'm thinking it was more of like a how do you put it? Like, they're not actually, like, brother and sister, but they see each other that way. They're that close and everything. I don't know. I'm not seeing anything that's, like, gives very specific info. So I'm guessing it's more like a position thing, sort of like how Aniki in Japan is like a term for big brother, but it's meant more as like an honorary position of respect and everything. Like, when I think of the term, I think of One Piece, because Frankie was the Aniki of the Frankie family. Going with One Piece's fascination with the amazing found family trope. The Frankie family were a group of misfits who banded together under their big brother, Frankie. And they called him brother, and they meant it. But not like as like a real blood-related sibling, but more as like an honorary position based on their connection and their love for each other. I think it might be something more like that. And it's just because of the subtitles, it may not have come through like exactly as it was meant in there. That's my guess, because I don't think there's been any evidence so far of them actually being related in that way. In fact, I think there's actually a lot that's saying they're not. And I think they've been called friends before. So I'm assuming it was more of like that, like an Aniki type thing. But I also don't know if we knew that Xiaoling is the older one of the two. I don't know if we knew that. I figured they were pretty much right around the same age, but I don't know if we knew which one was actually older. So, just interesting little thing there. But yeah, there was also the moment in this where Tianxi whispered something in the other guy's ear, and it didn't let us hear what it was, which is a very common trope. I'm wondering what that was, because they both look crazed in that moment. Not to mention, there's also the question of, why did Luke Wong make sure that Xiaoxi could go back and take over his body? And now there's also the question that this one cop is going to check the bathroom when that wasn't supposed to have happened. I have so many questions. Maybe that's why, but he took the photo beforehand, so he would have had to know. He would have had to have known that was going to happen, right? Like, Luke Wong knows something more than we understand, and I don't know for the life of me what it could be. But this is, like, the mystery aspect, I've talked about it many times this season, is the big draw of Season 2 here, while Season 1 was the emotional connection to the characters and everything, and to the stories. This season's big draw has been the mystery aspect, and it's been phenomenal. And it continues to be phenomenal. It just keeps adding in more questions while answering some of them. Or it completely changes what certain things mean and how we perceive them. So, yeah. Either way, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to end this now because she's barking at some guy. Male person, I presume. Yeah. Male person just dropping some stuff off, clearly. But either way, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.